Now, look, this whole situation is crazy. Like, this is given the perfect plot for an episode of American Greed. I'm talking fraud. And I mean real fraud. Not some I took a few dollars situation. I'm talking about an elaborate multi million dollar scheme. And the craziest part, I don't even have to say allegedly because he confessed. But here's where it gets messy. Because once you actually go through the court filings and see how all of this was done, it raises a lot more questions than answers. In today's video, I'm breaking down a story most people seem to have overlooked: how the former CFO of Uncle Nearest was able to steal millions from the company, and how it may have contributed to where they are now. Because when you really start connecting the dots, the situation doesn't look the way people think it does. And if you're new here, I break down stories like this. Most people are looking at Uncle Nearest right now and seeing surface level issues. But when you actually go through the court documents, a completely different story starts to emerge. While digging through these filings, one statement from Fawn Weaver immediately stood out to me. She said the company was a victim of fraud. And that right there made me curious. Like, who exactly committed this fraud? And for my kinfolk, y'all know my nosy self had to do what nosy people do. We investigate. This led me to the lawsuit that Fawn and her husband filed against the former CFO. And baby, when I tell you I was shooketh. Because what do you mean he stole millions of dollars and confessed to it? Now I know you're wondering, how in the world did he even pull this off? Because that's exactly what I was wondering. According to the lawsuit, it wasn't just some simple theft. This was an elaborate scheme. I'm talking forged signatures, unauthorized loans being taken out. Dude was crazy with the loans too. As shared in my previous Uncle Nearest video, he increased the credit line of one loan 7 times. And I'm still trying to figure out how Farm Credit never flagged that as suspicious.
That's weird.
And even that wasn't the worst thing. He even cashed out stocks tied to Uncle Nearest that actually belonged to Fawn Weaver. So not only was he allegedly stealing from the company, he was also taking from Fawn personally.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
What makes this even worse? Fawn was friends with his wife. The whole reason he was trusted with this position in the first place. Imagine giving someone a job and they steal from you personally. Talk about the ultimate betrayal. And the way he kept this going, he would conceal transactions, making it look like he was paying vendors, when in reality, the money was being routed to accounts connected to a business he owned.
Bitch, you fucking heavy.
According to the lawsuit, he kept the scheme going for roughly a year. The filings don't say the exact amount stolen, but it says to be millions of dollars. Now, I'm not even going to lie. This is the part where I had to pause because I just want to know, what was his wife thinking? Like, when your husband is suddenly buying multiple homes, cars, and gambling all the time, you don't find that odd? You don't question that at all.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
But the real question is, how does something like this happen inside a company like Uncle Nearest without anyone catching it sooner? According to the lawsuit, every check and balance the company had in place, he had a workaround for it. And I mean, of course, he was the CFO. And it wasn't until January 2024, when the company missed its first interest payment to Farm Credit, that they realized something was seriously wrong. That moment led them to bring in a third-party investigator to take a deeper look at the company finances, and that included everyone. Board members, Fawn Weaver and her husband, and of course, the former CFO himself. And it was during that audit that the multi-million-dollar scheme was finally uncovered. A scheme that the former CFO would eventually admit to, leading to his termination in October of 2024. And according to the filings, when Fawn notified Farm Credit about the fraud and the former CFO being fired, Farm Credit decided to conduct their own audit. Only then did they conduct this audit, not when he was taking all of these drawdowns, not when he was increasing the credit limit 7 times. No, only after Fawn Weaver told them something was wrong did they decide to investigate. And their audit eventually became the initial catalyst for the lawsuit now involving Uncle Nearest and Farm Credit, which means everything we're seeing now might trace back to that moment. When you step back and really look at all of this, it raises a bigger question. If this entire situation really does trace back to fraud from the inside, then what we're seeing now with Uncle Nearest might not be what people think it is. Because for months, people have been speculating, questioning the company, trying to figure out what went wrong. But according to these filings, the issues may not even start with the brand itself. It may have started with one person. And if that's the case, the real story here isn't just about financial trouble. It's about how one scheme was able to impact an entire company. And honestly, I have a feeling there's still a lot more to this story that hasn't yet come out. So I want to know, does this change how you see the situation? And if you've been enjoying this, please be sure to hit the subscribe button and tap the notification bell so you're notified next time I make a new video. Because this story is far from over. And if you're nosy like me and want to get caught up on all the mess, check out my Uncle Nearest playlist. If you enjoyed this video, you'll most certainly enjoy this one. And until next time, stay beautiful, stay blessed, stay black. This is Jade, and you're watching Get Into the Black. Bye-bye.